And to repeat history conversations, you must be prepared not just for the question, but for the answer that comes back.
For Manny, just any advice from him at all?
Just be healthy and do what you think you can do. It's a hard thing to.
As the boxing world gears up for the explosive showdown between living legend Manny Pacquiao and reigning champion Mario Barrios, fighters across the sport are sharing their thoughts, and opinions are deeply divided. Some believe Pacquiao's lightning-fast speed, sharp angles, and relentless pressure will overwhelm Barrios. Others argue that the Filipino icon may have taken on more than he can handle, stepping into the ring against a younger, bigger, and fresher opponent. From Errol Spence Jr. to Sean Porter, the predictions are flooding in, and everyone's asking the same burning question. Can a 46-year-old Pacquiao turn back the clock one more time? Or is Mario Barrios about to signal a brutal changing of the guard?
Hartman with weighing in with Travis Hartman. I'm going to weigh in on the Manny Pacquiao versus Mario Barrios fight. Manny Pacquiao is 46 years old. Yes. Mario Barrios is a world champion. Yes. But I'm going to pick Manny Pacquiao. The southpaw from the Philippines, the Hall of Famer, the 8-division world champion. He is going to muster up enough from the past to come in here and beats Mario Barrios. And I'm going to roll with Manny Pacquiao for a decision over Mario Barrios in Vegas this Saturday on Amazon Prime pay-per-view. But also, Mario Barrios is going to pose a lot of threats versus Manny Pacquiao because he's a lot taller, he's a lot longer, and he's younger. And he's a world champion. It's for the WBC world title. Manny Pacquiao's first fight after being retired for 5 or 6 years now. And he chooses a world title fight. Manny Pacquiao by decision.
When boxing royalty speaks, the world pays attention, and Sugar Ray Leonard isn't ready to count Manny Pacquiao out just yet. Reflecting on his own return to the ring, Leonard highlights the mental war athletes face after a long layoff. In his words, "You've got to get used to taking punches again. You've got to adjust to the intensity of elite-level training. It's more mental and psychological than physical. You need that fire, that hunger. And maybe, just maybe, Pacquiao still has it. Maybe he still knows exactly what needs to be done."
Actually, I can't comment too harshly on that because I made more comebacks than everybody. I hold the record, undisputed. You know? Yeah. But you know what? Hey, do what you want to do, man. You know what, man? It's all up here and it's here. It's what you got. It's what you use. Again, there's no way to answer this, but stay healthy.
Drawing a parallel to his own 1987 comeback against Marvin Hagler, Sugar Ray Leonard stresses that mental, discipline, and emotional readiness will be crucial for Pacquiao. He cautions that preparation goes far beyond physical conditioning. It's about resetting the mind to withstand the unforgiving demands of the ring. In Leonard's view, victory starts in the head long before the first punch is thrown.
The challenge he's going to face, having been a great fighter yourself and him, comparable in career-wise, what kind of challenges do you think he's going to face, and any advice on him doing things a certain way that maybe you found you did a mistake or this and that, give or take?
You know what? When I came back that one horrible time, it was all me. It was my mindset. It was the way I felt like I believe I could win. I trained hard, but you know what? I won't do it again. You know what I mean? I won't do it again. But I can't tell someone don't do that. But yeah, I made too many comebacks.
Mm-hmm. As for Manny, just any advice from him at all?
Just be healthy and do what you think you can do. It's a hard thing to.
Then there's Bernard, the executioner Hopkins, the embodiment of longevity in boxing. As the oldest fighter ever to hold a world title, Hopkins sees in Pacquiao the same drive and resilience that fueled his own late career success. In an interview with The Ring, Hopkins shared his confidence in the Filipino legend. "I'm rooting for Manny, because if anyone can pull this off, it's him. I see Barrios as a B-plus fighter. He's got speed and enough experience to pull off an upset. But honestly, I think Pacquiao can outbox him over the distance. He won't stop him, but he could win on the scorecards."
If Pacquiao's successful, he will become tied with the record I set and broke from George Foreman as the oldest champion to win a major title in the light heavyweight division in boxing. That's there. Fact check it. Fact check it is there. That's your generation. Y'all fact check a lot. I got a daughter that's 26. So I got a nephew that's 18, 19, all between 17 and 30, all in between. They keep me up on game. They keep me up on all the fact check. So I'm letting you know. That's one of the reasons Pacquiao is coming out to do that. And other reasons too, but that's one of the main.
Manny Pacquiao's upcoming fight against Mario Barrios on July 19th, 2025, represents a major chapter in the Filipino icon's legendary career. Now 46 and returning to the ring after a 4-year hiatus, Pacquiao's comeback has sparked intense buzz across the boxing world. But his ambitions don't stop with Barrios. If he secures the win, Pacquiao is aiming for a blockbuster clash with WBA lightweight champion Gervonta "Tank" Davis, a potential mega fight that could define the final chapter of his storied legacy.
Because, like I said, boxing is always my passion, and I miss boxing for how many years? All years I stopped boxing. I always thinking boxing, and even in my house I have a boxing ring, boxing gym, and I always work out every day, like playing basketball, playing badminton. So I really love exercise, and I really miss boxing.
How much of this comeback is about money, if at all? If all?
No, the comeback. The reason why I come back is because I want to. I miss boxing. I mean, I want to be a champion again, and I can still that. In my heart, in my mind, I can still be a champion.
According to Manny Pacquiao's advisor, Sean Gibbons, the goal is to first capture the WBC welterweight title and then chase a long-awaited dream fight against Gervonta "Tank" Davis. Gibbons revealed that Pacquiao has been eyeing Davis for several years and believes the timing might finally be right, especially after Davis's most recent performance. Pacquiao has openly stated that he's willing to meet Davis at 145 or 147 pounds, signaling that he's fully prepared for the challenge ahead.
Your interpretation is that the boxing public is upset because they believe Pacquiao's gonna beat Barrios, which is gonna lead to a Tank Pacquiao fight?
Yes, look around, look in the Discord. That's what everybody, Pac and Tank, that's being set up.
Oh,
Tank
so,
and Pac.
okay, so they saying Barrios is the setup for Tank and Pac. I didn't see that, but your argument makes sense. If he beats Barrios, there's nothing wrong with him fighting Tank. But the issue is he don't deserve the Barrios fight off of 3 years off and a loss to Ugas.
And that's Crimea River, man. That's what boxing is. But longer deserve a Canelo fight.
Manny, when you beat Barrios, what's next? Are you going to fight Ryan Garcia, Haney, Lopez, Gervonta Davis? Are you ready to go through these fights?
One at a time.
But you want those guys?
We'll see. We'll see. I always, I cannot say after this, I'm going to fight like that, but one at a time. After the fight, we can see, we can talk like.
Boxing legend Sugar Ray Leonard has also floated the idea that fans deserve a long-awaited rematch, Pacquiao versus Mayweather 2. He argues that this bout isn't just about generating money, it's about legacy, history, and delivering for the sport's most passionate fans. People will watch it, Leonard said, stressing the powerful storyline and immense intrigue a second clash between two all-time greats would create. He believes the fight could revitalize boxing, turning into a cultural phenomenon that goes far beyond the usual pay-per-view event.
Tank Davis has a 6 to 7 fight deal with the PBC and Amazon for $200 million. That's like $30 million a fight, all right? He also has a fight date for November. El Rayo team has said they're not fighting this year, so he's not the guy. So the question is, who is the guy who is willing to fight Tank by November and could build the fight into a fight worth $30 million? Y'all must be out y'all minds if y'all think that Manny Pacquiao versus Gervonta "Tank" Davis isn't a huge fight. That'll probably be his biggest fight ever. Y'all know that's a big fight because the boxing fan today, they know Tyson, Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather, Canelo Alvarez. That's who they.
However, renowned boxing coach Abel Sanchez has pointed out that while Pacquiao's speed and reflexes may have diminished with age, his punching power is still a serious threat. Sanchez drew a comparison to George Foreman's legendary knockout win over Michael Moorer, highlighting how older fighters can still carry devastating power. In his view, that same kind of strength gives Pacquiao a real shot at victory against Mario Barrios.
And Pacquiao, would you be interested in seeing that rematch?
I mean, yeah. You're at a different stage in your life.
Yeah.
Spiritually, physically, mentally.
Right.
It can be a great fight.
Right.
Put it this way. It should be done.
It should be done.
It should be.
It will help boxing in the sport. You think the sport needs it?
In a crazy way.
In a crazy way?
Yeah. I mean, put it this way. And as much people say, when he's 40 years old, people will watch him.
Manny's last fight, he looked phenomenal.
He looks phenomenal. He looked
phenomenal.
Yeah.
And Mayweather, the last one, he fought a kickboxer. He fought, Conor McGregor. His last few fights were too.
Well, when he beat that guy from
the Asian guy,
yeah.
But it was a kickboxer. He was a kickboxer. He wasn't a professional boxer.
I mean, just call Tommy Hearn.
Veteran trainer Joel Diaz, known for his sharp analysis, has been unusually candid in his assessment. He believes Manny Pacquiao shouldn't be stepping back into the ring, and in his opinion, Mario Barrios has the upper hand. Diaz points out that the physical demands of a 12-round bout heavily favor the younger, fresher fighter. He argues that Barrios' strength and conditioning could gradually wear Pacquiao down, leading to a fight that unfolds in Barrios' favor, whether through sustained pressure or a late-round surge. While Diaz has deep respect for Pacquiao's legendary ring IQ, he warns that ring rust and age-related decline are very real and could be decisive. In his view, Barrios is well-positioned to outwork and outlast the 46-year-old legend.
Another fight that's coming up is Manny Pacquiao coming back to fight Mario Barrios for the world title. Obviously, Pacquiao's been out of the ring for 4 years. He's not had a victory for 6. What do you make of Pacquiao coming straight back into a world title fight?
Well, I think Manny's a great fighter, and I think Manny's got a great career behind him. I think he picked the lesser of the welterweight champions. I think he has a good chance of making it a good fight. Whether he can win or not at this stage, at this age, I should say. Sometimes the mind tells you pull the trigger, but the body can't. So is it going to be that? What is he? 46, 47 years old? Something like that? Yeah. Bernard Hopkins was a different kind of animal. Bernard Hopkins never really had the kind of tough fights like Manny's had. So,
in a recent interview, boxing coach Greg Hackett shared his concerns about the upcoming matchup, suggesting that Pacquiao may be overestimating what he can still do in the ring despite his legendary career. Hackett emphasized the serious challenges Pacquiao will face against a younger, more active opponent like Mario Barrios, warning of the potential risks involved. His perspective echoes a broader concern within the boxing world about aging fighters making comebacks against high-level competition. Now, Hackett's comments act as a cautionary reminder, urging fans and insiders alike to consider what's truly at stake, not just for Pacquiao's legacy, but for his long-term health.
Yeah. Mario Barrios is younger. He's younger, he's big, he's a big boy. I mean, he still has a little bit more youth in him than Manny. Manny, if I'm not mistaken, I think Mario Barrios is probably same size as Margarito.
I think so, like 5'10", 5'11".
Around there, yeah. And Manny at this age, he shouldn't be fighting. In my opinion, I respect the man a lot. He gave the sport of boxing his life. He gave us great moments, great memories.
Renowned trainer Robert Garcia has praised Manny Pacquiao's legendary legacy, but also expressed concern about the physical toll of aging on elite athletes. Garcia warns that no matter how great a fighter's legacy may be, the body eventually stops cooperating, especially when facing younger, stronger opponents. He believes that even the most accomplished champions are not immune to the unforgiving effects of time inside the ring.
And obviously, Barrios a great fight for Barrios because he's a champion, and I think Pacquiao, being that they both have connections with PBC, that's the easiest fight to make. So, getting another title opportunity, I just the name, obviously, but I really believe that, Pacquiao shouldn't be fighting. I think it's actually going to be a little, I don't want to say sad because he's going to make a lot of money, so we can't feel sorry for him. But at 46, almost 47, it's almost impossible for, I'm just 4 years older, 4 years older than him, and it's not easy to try to think you're gonna get in shape and be able to perform like the way you were when you were in your 20s and 30s.
You think it's impossible for him to beat Mario Barrios right now?
Well, it's not impossible because he has power. He should have that power. Barrios is big and a strong boy, so I don't see that happening. But is it possible? Anything's possible. George Foreman did it. There's been others that do it. But I really don't see it happening.
But Pacquiao's speed's the name of his game. Do you think he doesn't have that? There's no way he doesn't have the same speed as before.
There's no way, bro. You guys, I don't know if you guys seen his last performance.
The exhibition against that big guy.
It was actually embarrassing to see that shit. You know, so it wasn't that good. It wasn't that good. You know what I mean?
If Pacquiao wins, what does that do for him? Where does that put him all time?
Hell, come on, at that age, after like a few years, I don't know how many years.
Boxing analyst Teddy Atlas has taken a closer look at Mario Barrios' physical profile and career path, pointing out that Barrios is not a natural welterweight, but rather a fighter who moved up in weight. According to Atlas, this means Barrios' perceived size advantage could be somewhat deceptive, potentially leveling the playing field against Manny Pacquiao. His analysis adds a fresh layer to the conversation, suggesting the fight may be more evenly matched than many expect, and framing it as a competitive and compelling showdown rather than a one-sided affair.
Naturally as big a man as those other welterweights. So start there. That's a fair point. He moved up in weight, Barrios. So he's not a naturally big, natural welterweight. And of course we understand Pacquiao has moved up, my God. I don't even know when he first turned pro, you would have thought maybe he could have been a jockey.
Yeah,
I mean he was
180 pounds, right?
Yeah, jockeys are about 105 pounds, I think, somewhere around that neighborhood. I mean, can you imagine him though going to the whip? He might have killed the horse. That's the only thing. Yeah, you would have had Petter. What is it called? Peter, whatever. Peter. You would have had Peter coming after you. Look what he did to this horse. But look, I love Pacquiao. One of my favorite people. One of my favorite fighters in the whole world. He's moved up from incredible weight. People forget about that. That's why I brought it up. How many weight classes this man has really moved up? Incredible. Just incredible. But now, yeah, Barrios wouldn't be as big as those other guys, but he's still a guy that's confident. He's a guy that's a world champion. He's a guy who throws a lot of punches. He's a guy who's younger, who's active, who I know you can't go by this guy beat this guy, but he could beat that guy, but he could beat this guy, but you can't go by that in my business, in this business, because styles make fights. But you're right. He beat Ugas. You could say Ugas was a little older than when he fought him a little bit, than when Pacquiao fought him, and maybe that made a difference, whatever. But he did take a lot of punishment, Pacquiao, in the Ugas fight. I thought that Pacquiao fought.
Despite Mario Barrios' physical advantages, being 16 years younger, taller, and with a longer reach, many seasoned boxing professionals still believe Manny Pacquiao deserves the benefit of the doubt. Nanito Daner, a fellow Filipino champion, places his trust in Pacquiao's skill and ring IQ. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. He knows how to fight. He knows how to win. Justin Fortune, Pacquiao's longtime strength coach, claims the legend looks just as sharp as he did 6 or 7 years ago, and even predicts a possible stoppage victory. Meanwhile, former rival Juan Manuel Marquez reminds fans that power is the last thing a fighter loses, and urges people not to overlook what Pacquiao still brings to the table. In the eyes of these experts, Pacquiao's enduring speed, experience, and punching power make him a real threat, even against a larger, younger opponent.